What's up, people? It's your man D-Car with yet another episode of Who Asked You, D-Car. I know I was supposed to do this like a month ago, but kind of glad I waited because what was supposed to be the next video, which was dating in a post-COVID world, just is really not important. It wasn't even important when I said it. There wasn't even a guarantee that I was going to do that because it doesn't even really matter at this point. Since that last video, a lot of things have transpired, and I wanted to take the time to unpack a whole lot of stuff because, once again, you know, black people are being killed in these streets. And like I said, it's a whole lot to unpack. So, let's just get right into it. On May 25th, George Floyd was killed in Houston, Texas. You had this cracker, you had this cop, Michael Chauvin. He literally sat with his knee on Mr. Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. If you see another angle of that video, there was another person that was on him with his knees on it looked like his leg or torso area. Nevertheless, if my memory serves me correctly, 4 cops were there. 3 physically manhandled him. Chauvin was on his neck, and then you had the little Asian cop who was just standing there. Now, the way my mind is set up, if there's a bank robbery, and I don't know necessarily it's a bank robbery, but I'm just the driver, I could know that my 3 friends about to go in there and rob the bank. I might not know, but I know if they get caught, whatever time they get, I'm getting the same amount of time. So now, year after year after year after year, you have these things happening. There's never any justice. In 2008, I voted for Obama. First black man. I voted for him. I was happy. I was realistic enough to know that I'm like, well, chances are, because we don't want this man to get killed. You know what I'm saying? So he's probably not going to be able to do anything for black people. You know what I'm saying? In his first 4 years. But if he gets a second term, just like he looked out for the gay people, just like he looked out for the immigrants, he gonna draft some bill, something. Well, that was just wishful thinking because he didn't do shit. All right. Let's think about it. He was the first black president. Eric Holder was the attorney general. Loretta Lynn was the attorney general after him. These are 3. I can't remember the gentleman's name now, but he was black and he was head of Homeland Security. You mean to tell me during the time that Obama was in office, nobody went to jail? Like he couldn't step in and intervene. Like, even when it went to the feds, to federal court, nobody went to jail. Zimmerman wasn't even law enforcement. He killed a 17-year-old kid, 15, however old Trayvon Martin was, he killed him. And then was able to get off on the stand your ground. And what happened? Black people got mad. Michael Brown got killed. Black people got mad. They rallied for a few days, burned down stuff in their community, which I've always had this mindset going back to the Rodney King riots. Why, when stuff pop off, we want to burn down the stuff that we need? We burn down our own community, which is just dumb. But that's what we do. But when this whole thing happened with George Floyd, see, it's like, because I try to make the connection. I'm like, well, and not to be disrespectful, but how is it that, you know, how is it, or what is it that made this particular situation more, I don't know, more, what was different about this situation than any other situation? What was different about this situation? What happened in this situation that didn't happen when Sean Bell died, or when Eleanor Bumpurs died, or when Yusuf Hawkins died, or when um, Amadou Diallo died? Like, what was so different about this? And like, I think it's because, in February, Ahmaud Arbery was killed by them crackers in Atlanta or somewhere in Georgia. Then in March 13th, 2020, you had the young lady Breonna Taylor killed in her house by Popo. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the George Floyd situation that happened on the 25th of May. And I'm like, was it because black people had just said enough is enough? Like, I'm like, what is it? What is it? Now, the way my mind is set up, I think, and you always have white people joining, certain things. But I think, and it's just me, I don't have to be right. But I believe when they saw people, and it wasn't black people, because I remember correctly, when they rushed that mall in Portland, Oregon, and the first store they broke into was the Louis Vuitton store and the Apple store, I saw just as many black, white, just as many as Asian, Hispanic, and white breaking in, going in that store, taking what they wanted. Just as many of them was going in as black people was going in there. You know what I'm saying? So that's when, oh no, they're on Fifth Avenue now. Oh no, they're on Rodeo Drive. See, that's what, and I'm not well, maybe I am condoning. I don't care. I don't care, because sometimes you got to do the right thing, or you got to do the wrong thing for the right reason. And you know what? That brings me to the second portion of, because I got to get this out of the way real quick, because I want to get back to what's really important, talking about this George Floyd thing, and then giving you a breakdown. I don't give a damn about Gucci, Louis, Prada, none of that shit. And I have some of it, and I was good before I had it. I'm going to be good if I decide to just go in the backyard right now, burn it all up. You know what I'm saying? It means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? What was that idiot who's on Love and Hip Hop? That girl, Shekinah, or whatever, she's Tiny's best friend. You're an idiot. You were on Instagram or whatever crying, Gucci ain't do nothing to y'all, Louis. They always do something to us. You niggas, and I said it, you spend your money. Then when somebody does something, all it takes for them to do is apologize. Like, they didn't make a conscious decision to do this. You know what I'm saying? I think it was T.I. when the whole thing went on with the Gucci sweater. It was like, well, let's boycott Gucci for 3 months. How about boycott Gucci forever, period? And then all they had to do was come back and say they were sorry and give Dapper Dan a job. Like, who was Dapper Dan? Like, Dapper Dan might have been something in the 80s. Like, what, like, is he the spokesman for all black people? And then they said, well, they were going to do some kind of scholarship or internship or something. Yo, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter, because all they got to do is say they're sorry, and then the next thing you know, black people will be right back out there buying their little Gucci bags, just like they did with Louis Vuitton. Buy their little Louis Vuitton bags. Here, Prada made a hoodie with a noose around it. you know, all they had to do, oh, we didn't know. How you didn't know? How didn't you know? Like, you who sat in the boardroom and was like, hey, this is a pretty good idea, and then released it to the public, and then say, oh, well, we didn't know. I'm not buying it. But just like the sheep that black people are, they just go for it, take the apology, and be like, oh, well, they didn't mean it. They meant it. They said it. They meant it. So, me personally, no, it's not right to burn anybody's property or loot anybody's property. But in this particular case, burn it all down. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Just as long as it ain't the stuff. Don't go to the Walmart that's in the black community, or to the CVS or the Target or the Walgreens, where you gotta go, or your grandmother gotta go to get medicine, and destroy that. Because guess what's stupid? When you burn that down, they're not coming back to the black community. They're not coming back to the black community. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter if they're insured or not. Don't do that. If you're going to do it, don't do it at all. But if you're going to do it, and I know somebody will try to take this video and edit it or say, well, that's ignorant of you. Well, for those who say it's ignorant, I think you're ignorant. Because if you believe that it's right to kill people for no other reason than they're black, because I've seen on numerous occasions, white people can walk up on police, talk all kind of crazy to them, walk up on them with weapons. Nothing happens. Dylan Roof kills 9 people in Charleston, South Carolina, and they drive him to Burger King to get something to eat. You tell me where that makes sense. But a brother, whether he was drunk or not, sleeping in his car in the drive-thru, and he was cognizant enough to get in the car, pull it out of the traffic thing, and pull over into a parking lot slot, and proceed to talk to the police for 20 minutes. Then all of a sudden, like, I don't know, went off in his mind like, yo, take flight. But that's what he did. But he was running away. Like, in a particular situation like that, if I was a cop, I'd be like, well, you check this out. We're going to leave the car here. I'm going to call somebody for you, or I'm going to put you in the back. I'm going to take you home. Is really no reason to really arrest him and take him. That's paperwork you got to write up, paperwork you got to file. It's just, it really makes no sense. Like, it's really like open season on black people. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, so I feel bad that dudes robbed the Flight Club in LA, but then I really don't feel that bad because sneakers are overpriced anyway. I don't care if they broke into the Gucci store or Flight Club or Prada or any of those stores, because that's what you have to do. You got to start affecting white people's what they consider to be the holy grail. Start affecting their money. Then you're going to have more comrades. Perfect example. Everybody want to talk about, well, the NFL said, oh, well, we got it wrong. We're sorry that we didn't agree with the players and this and that and other. Well, I'm not buying that apology either. But at the same time, the black players are to blame for that too. Now, some might say, well, Derek, you're wrong. Because not everybody gets paid the same. Well, let's put it like this. When the first year the Kaepernick sat out, or they forced him out, if the league is made up 73% of black players, what do you think would have happened if the most popular players had convinced all the black players, we are not going to play on this particular Sunday? Who would have went to the game? Who would have gone to the games? You would have had all the power in your hands then, because then you could say, well, boom, you got to give Kaepernick a job. Or you got to at least put him on a roster to see if he's still good. If not, we're not playing. What are you going to do, hire scabs off the street? The NFL would have been done. And we could have taken the power and been like, boom, Kaepernick is back, now we'll play. It is nowhere in the world, if you take all the black, because if you take all the black players out of the league, there is no league. There is no league. And I wish those brothers had thought about that. I was like, yo, but no, they didn't do that. Because they was thinking about, well, I got my family worried about. I got my family to worry about. And you should have been worried about your family. But if everybody had done that, that's what your union is for. If everybody had just said, we're not playing, Cap would probably be back in the league. He probably would, either he would have succeeded or he would have failed. But they don't know, well, these dudes. When Trump said what he said about fire those son of a bitches or something like that. Same thing. When the league came back, and Jerry Jones said something about, well, my player's gonna stand. We're not gonna take a knee. I'd have just, for no other reason, I just would have taken a knee. Because I don't go along to get along. So maybe I would have been fired too, or whatever the case may be. But if every black player had taken a stance and say, yo, we're not playing until Cap comes back. So whether it be a day, whether it be an hour, whether it be a week, whether it be a month, there will be no season this season until Kaepernick is offered a job. You let Michael Vick come back. Kaepernick can't come back. So it's cool for somebody to go kill dogs, which I don't give a damn about no dogs. It's cool for somebody to go kill dogs, go spend 18 months in jail, and then he's afforded a chance to come back. But Kaepernick, because he's tired of black people being brutalized and killed, he can't come back. You tell me where that makes sense. You tell me where that makes sense. Another thing. Let's jump right into it. So T.I., well, not so much T.I. That girl, like I said, Shekinah, you're an idiot. Trina, there's nothing I want to hear from you. You're an idiot. You used to be a stripper. You made a record with Trick Daddy called Ain't Nan, bitch, could do the shit that I do. You an idiot. For calling them people savages, you're an idiot. There's nothing I want to hear you say. Nothing at any time in life. All I think is, and this is not an indictment on all women that strip, but Trina, you're an idiot. On I don't know, on whoever's worst day. On my worst day as a child, you still weren't as smart as me ever. Ever. LL, you're a rapper. Stick to rapping too. You're an idiot too. Because you, and then I saw the video that you made talking about, well, I just wanted to go deep. It was it wasn't really that deep. It wasn't really that deep. And then, people want to say, oh, they talk crazy about LL, but then he went on and made some whack ass freestyle about the movement and this, and then he wasn't canceled no more. That's the thing that killed me about black people. Yo, LL is a rapper. That's all he good for. He's not that great of a actor. He's a rapper, and that's just it. He's a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And this is the same dude in 1991 who pulled a shotgun out on his baby mother who would eventually become his wife. It's nothing that LL says that I want to hear, period. Who else? Who else says some dumbness? Candace Owen, I agree with Dave Chappelle. You're probably the smartest idiot ever. Like, you're a black racist, as far as I'm concerned. Because everything the white man does, he's right. So you agree with, what do they call that? You're a bed wench. So, yeah. Who else? There's somebody I'm forgetting. But it doesn't even matter at this point who I'm forgetting. If you're a celebrity, I don't hear nothing from you. Because most of y'all, kind of stupid. I don't want to hear nothing from you. Which brings me to my next thing. This whole voting thing. Okay. You can't talk to me about Martin Luther King, and you can't talk to me about voting. Because when Martin Luther King was alive, the powers that be, you all killed him. All right? You killed him, and every time you get a chance, Y'all want to quote him. In the 21st century, or in the past, in the 20th century, every time y'all get a chance, y'all want to quote Martin Luther King. Well, he was a prince for peace, and he said this. I don't want to hear it, because when the man was alive, you treated him like he was an animal. You sick dogs on him. You fired him with, water hoses. You hit him in the head with bricks and this and that and the other. It's nothing that y'all could tell me that make me change my mind, because at the end of the day, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and as it relates to voting, I really don't give a damn about that either. I really don't. I'm like, right now, I'm on the fence on whether I want to vote or not. I'm not going to vote Republican, but I might not. This Democrat shit ain't working for me either. Joe Biden, as far as I'm concerned, he's an idiot, and I can't find it, but I know he did something where he violated. It might have been Martin Luther King when they was trying to pass the bill. I don't know for sure. Maybe I'm confusing him with John McCain, because I know John McCain was not acknowledging that when it was passed. He was not acknowledging it in Arizona. But, I'm like, Joe Biden is not much of a choice to me either. But hey, that's neither here nor there. But what's not going to happen, you can't use, well, if you don't use your rights, you can't complain. I could do whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because did voting help those 4 little girls who got killed in that church that was firebombed back in the 60s? No, it did not. You know what I'm saying? Did voting help Breonna Taylor? No, it did not. Did it help Ahmaud Arbery? No, it definitely didn't help George Floyd. Did it help Sean Reed, who was killed in Indianapolis? Did it help Michael Griffin in 1996 when them crackers chased him across the Belt Parkway in Howard Beach? No. Did it help Michael Stewart in 1983 when the police choked him out? Did it help Eleanor Bumpurs when the marshals was trying to serve an eviction notice? The lady clearly had mental problems, and she threatened the cops, I think, with a knife, but she was an old lady. Did it help when the cops shotgun blasted her in the chest? No, voting didn't. Did it help Yusuf Hawkins when him and his dad and his cousin went to Bensonhurst to buy a car and they beat him, and then somebody beat him with bats and then shot Yusuf Hawkins? Did that help him? Did it help Abner Louima in 1997 when the police sodomized him? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and I can go on and on. Did it help Larry Davis? No, it didn't help Larry Davis, because the correction officers killed Larry Davis, but they killed him via a inmate. They broke the man's legs, made him paralyzed, and all because he was selling dope for the cops back in the 80s. I guess he got tired of it, went on 30-day manhunt where he was blasting, and he won the trial because they said, as he was shooting at those cops, that he was protecting himself. So what they did, they trumped up the charge and said, well, he killed 2 drug dealers and sent them to jail for that. And subsequently, they had, like I said, the cops, in conjunction with the corrections officers, they had an inmate stab him up to death. You know what I'm saying? Did voting help Javier Ambler, who was killed in March 2019 last year in Texas? So it's a lot of people. Well, you can't think like it. We shall overcome. We've been overcoming. How many times somebody got to, I just don't understand, because people, especially black people, old people, they'll have you say, well, you just gotta pray on it, and I fully believe in God. But there's this parable, or this fable, or whatever you want to call it, that says it's this man. Somehow he's stranded in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean, and he prays to God, and he says, God, please send me some help, rescue me. Well, God sends a boat, and they try to help him. The man said, no, God is going to help me. Then he brushes them off, so now he sends a helicopter, and the helicopter is trying to save him. He tells the people in the helicopter, no, God is going to save me. Well, he brushes them off. Then a big whale comes, and he tells the whale, is like trying to let him know, I'm trying to save you. He tells the whale, no, I'm leaving. I'm waiting on God to save me. So the whale leaves. So now he's in the middle of the ocean still by himself. It's like, God, I prayed to you. I asked you to save me, and you didn't come. I'm like, what's going on? And the Lord speaks to him and tells him, I sent you three blessings to save your life, and you rejected them. So in essence, you rejected me. Like, you just can't, because like black people are quick to say, well, God will take care of it, one day when you go to heaven. Well, how come everybody can have their heaven on earth, but we can't? Why we gotta die in order to get our prize? We like, it just boggles my mind. So, voting didn't help Patrick Dora's mind. It didn't help Anthony Baez. It didn't help Taisha Miller. It didn't help Natasha McKenna. And it didn't help Rashard Brooks. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't vote, but voting is not the end-all be-all. Just like praying is not the end-all be-all. You should pray. You should have faith. You should believe in God, and you should believe that things will get better. But at the same time, sometimes you got to help it along. Because like I said, why do we have to die in order to get our piece of heaven? It just don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't understand. The white man, the Asian man, the East Asian man, the Spanish man, the Arab man. Everybody can have that slice of heaven right here in this life. You know what I'm saying? But not us. Not us. You know what I'm saying? We gotta die. We gotta go through mad drama, which leads me to believe, because I'm speedballing through this, because if I take my time and think about it, it's just gonna make me mad. And I don't wanna get mad, because it's nothing at this point that I can physically do except for say that I need to avoid those situations. People that I know, if they can avoid those situations, avoid them. Just people in general, just avoid them. But I remember when when this man was trying to convert me to Islam, and he was telling me about when what's his name, the guy who met Elijah Muhammad, and Fard Muhammad, when he met Elijah Muhammad, there's this story, I guess most Muslims believe, which it's either got to be the dumbest thing I ever heard, or maybe there's some truth to it. But if let's just say, for instance, if there's some truth to it, then black people are arguably the dumbest ass people in the world, because it is alleged that black people had so many years of prosperity that the mad scientist Yakub decided that he was going to create a being that was going to enslave black people for years and years. And then when black people woke up, they were going to take the control back. Okay, now let's think about this. Let's unpack this. Now let's just say, for instance, because allegedly, according to Elijah Muhammad and his teacher Fard Muhammad, and I might be saying that, Yakub, actually the black man created the white man so that the white man could enslave the black man, because the black man was just having too much prosperity. And I was like, how in the hell does that make sense? Why would you do something like that? Let's just say, for instance, because I'm starting to think maybe this shit is real. Because if the black man is the original man, and he was born in Africa, which means the Garden of Eden had to be in Africa, and that means Adam had to be black. You put that together, you process that. If you believe in the Bible, you process that. The black man, he's really got to be like really, truly, really damn dim with it. Because like, okay, Adam was the first man. Eve was the woman. God gave Adam the instruction to do and what not to do. But yet Adam Eve convinced Adam to bite the apple or the fruit or whatever it was. after God told him don't do it. But he did it anyway. All right. So now, let's just graduate that. Let's just bring it all the way to nowadays. I'm born black. So I'm already got a strike against me being born. I already got a strike. This right here is my first strike. All right. So now, due to slavery and what they call a sapphire complex, I've seen a white man rape my woman in front of me multiple times. He come and take her, does whatever he want to do, and all I could do is just stand there because I'm scared. I'm scared of the white man. So I let my wife get raped. She gets pregnant. She has biracial kids. Ain't nothing I could really do about it. The sapphire complex was created during slavery because now my woman, because they let white people, the whiteys you right there, they let certain black people talk to them a little. Like if you remember that character Steven from Django, Samuel L. Jackson's character, they could talk a little bit slick, you know what I'm saying? They knew how far to go. Well, that position more so happened with the black woman, the mammy type, or the quote unquote Madea type or whatever. That's where the sapphire complex come from. That means a big mouth black woman, always talking crazy. She got all the knowledge in the world. She know every damn thing, and she got more strength and more props in her house than the black man. Okay, so now boom, I already said I got one strike against me because the white man has already emasculated me during slavery. All right, so then I got to deal with my woman. So let's just bring that into to current day. I gotta go. I'm working or whatever. Maybe I didn't advance myself the way I wanted to. I didn't go to school or whatever. So I got a regular ass job. I got a job. Not to put down being a bus driver, but I'm working a bus job. I'm a bus driver, whatever. So now I'm working. My woman, she's one of these modern women, whatever. She don't want to cook every day, if at all, because she's super educated. And she feel like when she come home, she just is tired, so she shouldn't have to do nothing. So fine, I get that. That's cool. So, but now, I've already been emasculated. I'm already been told by the powers that be that as a black man, I'm less than nothing. You know what I'm saying? They even got that in the Constitution, like I'm 3/4 of a man, and that was due to voting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really nothing. So now you've put the black woman in a position where she can advance further than I can. So what does that do? Especially if she got a quote unquote big ass mouth and she always running it and she thinks she can tell me what to do. So now she further emasculates me. You know what I'm saying? So much to the point that now I don't even want to come home. So now I'm out there in the streets because my woman is emasculating me. The system is emasculating me. So now I have to be like, okay, fine. Now I'm looking at another woman. So now, or I'm looking at multiple women. So now I'm sleeping with this one. I'm sleeping with that one. Sleeping with that one. I'm creating kids that I can't take care of, don't necessarily want, but I'm doing it because I don't feel like going home to have my woman further browbeat me into making me understand that I really ain't shit. Okay, so now on top of that, I got a deal. And for y'all who believe there is no such thing as black on black crime, you just as dumb as you say, you just as dumb as you look, and just as dumb as for you thinking that. Just like they say, white people believe there is no such thing as white privilege. The real ones that know, there is such thing as white privilege, and there is such thing as black on black crime. And I will go on and explain it. Black people are some of the as culturally in tune as we are some of the most selfish, petty, jealous, just mean-spirited ass people when we want to be. So now I got to deal with that. I'm further being emasculated because I worked hard all day. at the end of the 2 weeks or whatever, I decide, you know what? I'm gonna go stand in line and try to get these Kanye's, or I'm gonna try to stand in line and I'm gonna go get this Cuban link chain or something. Anything that I want to spend my money on, I decide I want to go get it. Now, guess what? Some bum ass nigga who don't have nothing, ain't trying to get nothing, he sees me. And for no other reason, he robs me when he could have done the same thing, got a job, worked, put his time in, and put your money aside and do the same thing. But no, it was easy to come up on me and just rob me. Another smart, brilliant thing that we do, we don't secure no blocks. We don't secure no blocks. We don't own no property. We don't own nothing. But dudes have this thing, especially street dudes, have this thing, especially if you're a rapper, have this thing talking about, yo, you need to check in. I need to check in for what? What do you own? What do you own that you think you're going to extort me? What do you own? You don't talk to the white man like that, so why you think it's cool for you to come at me like that? Because you're not getting nothing here. Chicago is a prime. If you don't believe there's no such thing as black on black crime, why are people dying at a clip that they're dying at in Chicago? I think one day last week it was 18 shootings or 18 murders in one single day last week in Chicago alone. Why? You know what I'm saying? You tell me that ain't petty. You tell me that ain't stupid. And you tell me, because you can say what you say, well, other races kill according or to. No. Guess what? I'm not in those other races. I'm black. And I don't see, and even if they do it, it's not reported, which means you shouldn't want to do it, because you know the first thing they're going to do is put you on blast to make you the poster child for all of that. So I don't believe it. It's two people that come to mind right now that thought they could have walked around anywhere in this world in the black community and they was going to be safe. And they both were wrong. And that's Tupac Shakur and Malcolm X. Both of them is dead because they was both killed by the black man who wasn't a brother. You know what I'm saying? He was a sucker. And they both were killed because they believed that they had that invincibility about them, but they didn't. I'm like, and it's messed up. It's messed up. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to check in with nobody, because whatever you're going to do, you're going to do. But you're not going to extort me, and I don't have to check in with nobody. Like what property do you own? If I decide I want to go outside this house right now and shoot a music video, who gonna tell me I can't do it? Who gonna tell me I can't do it? I'm like, and then I'm gonna be contributing to the problem, because if you approach me wrong, I'ma shoot at you. I'ma shoot you because you're trying to take something from me that you did not earn. You know what I'm saying? The music that we promote, black men, if black people, that mean American blacks, African blacks, Trinidadian blacks, Jamaican blacks, Haitian blacks, if everybody that had black skin came together, we'd be just as powerful as the Jewish people. We'd be just as powerful. But it takes an act of destroying stuff to show that we have that power. And I don't even know if that's really showing people that we have power. You know what I'm saying? I know that damn voting thing definitely don't show that we have no power, because, right now for me, and I encourage everybody to vote. For me, though, right now, at this point in my life, I don't know. And at this point, I really don't care. Now, come November, my mind will probably change. But I know right now, today at 6:53 p.m., I don't give a damn about voting. I don't give a shit about Trump. I don't give a damn about that other cracker, Biden. If Bakari Sellers ran or something like that, I would vote for him. Um, Other than that, or if what's the sister name I saw? She used to talk to Common. I can't think of her first name, but her last name is Ra, Angela Ra. If she was running for something like um some kind of office, something like that, I would vote for her. You know what I'm saying? But like I said today, right now, I really don't give a damn about voting. I gotta sleep on it because like I said, the the 15 or 20 names that I named right now, voting didn't help them. You know what I'm saying? It didn't help them. Another thing I'd like to address, another thing how I know black people ain't shit, because when this whole coronavirus was popping off at its height, and I still couldn't figure it out, still don't understand why, but you had Nigerians living in China. And I kept asking, well, why are Nigerians living in China? Then the Chinese tried to blame the Nigerians for the coronavirus. They was evicting them out of their houses. They wouldn't let them go into stores or open markets or McDonald's or anything like that. They was treating these people really, really disgusting. I didn't see Puffy. I didn't see LL. I didn't see Beyonce, Jay-Z, Oprah. No damn body say, why are these people being mistreated? Why are they being beaten in the street? Because it was one video that I saw, they was beating this one, it was two brothers, but they was beating this one man in the street in an open air market. And I'm like, yo, why? Why? Not one black celebrity said a thing. But here you got somebody like Don Lemon who said last week that, or the week before, because I know I actually saw him when he said it live, that why isn't Oprah saying anything? And I don't give a damn about Oprah anyway, because Oprah is all about tearing down a black man. You know what I'm saying? She's the number one who, if you said you smoke crack, she says she used to do it too. If you used to prostitute, she says she did it too. I'm like, she all about tearing down a black man, period. So her and her little stupid friend Gail, I don't really care nothing about what they got to say. But yeah, not to this day, has one come out and said, well, why were they being mistreated? But this is how I know black people are sheep. All you gotta do is say sorry, and you didn't even get a sorry in this particular case, but I know for a fact that those Chinese restaurants near me, they was closed for like almost 2 months. As soon as they opened back up, it was damn near a line at both of them. Niggas was going in there getting Chinese food, getting their little chicken wings and fried rice. I'm like, really? Really? And that's why nobody don't give a damn about black lives. Don't nobody care about black lives, because we don't care about black lives. Because if we cared about black lives and we cared for real, we wouldn't let people mistreat us. You couldn't just make it couldn't just be that simple. And I'm not saying that the dude around the corner at the Chinese restaurant is the reason why that happened, but guess what? He ain't speak out about it. And a lot of people don't understand what y'all be eating in these Chinese restaurants. They don't eat that stuff. They feed it to y'all, which contributes to your high blood pressure, which contributes to your cholesterol count being high, which contributes to your diabetes. Yeah, so yeah, but y'all couldn't wait to get back up in the Chinese spot. You couldn't wait. You know what I'm saying? But hey, who am I? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's called Who Asked You, D-Car? Because I know most people that's going to watch this, they're going to be like, you know what I'm saying? We don't give a damn what you say. Well, I don't give a damn what you say either. And I think if you sit down and you think about it, you're like, well, that's some real stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? But I know most people won't. And, you know, it is what it is. And unfortunately, I watched the Dave Chappelle special I watched it yesterday because a lot of people were saying it was on Netflix, and it wasn't on Netflix. It was on YouTube. And it's one thing that he said. I said it before, and I'm going to say it for the last time. Under no circumstances is a right to steal or burn people's property. But guess what? As long as it ain't your property and it's the other man's property, then why not? Because you got to get these white people attention. Because what's going to end up happening if things keep on going the way they're going, and it's almost like, boy, I'm looking at CNN right now. They're talking about officer shot. Dave Chappelle said it best. Because if you don't start listening and start actually doing stuff, then the next step is rat-a-tat-tat, tat-tat-tat-tat. And without me having to say it, because I don't want nobody to come back and say, well, you incited. I didn't incite nothing. The brother who shot those 9 cops in Dallas a few years ago, that's where it's going. The cop that was on the force in Los Angeles who went and told his superiors that his female partner was out here abusing suspects and this and that and the other, he ended up getting fired. He ended up writing a manifesto. He got trapped in, I think he shot 4 cops or whatever the case may be. 400 cops were called for 1 cop because he had military experience and because he lost his job, did everything he could, to get his job back, and he still disrespected him because he blew the whistle on his partner. I bet she's still working, but meanwhile he's dead. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's going to end up happening? People are going to start fighting cops in the street. Cops going to be trying to put their hands on them. People going to be fighting them. You think people just going to be standing around? Everybody that put their hands on Eric Gardner should have went to jail. The dude who choked him, because it was more than one person that put their hands on him. It's just a little punk Italian dude or whatever who was on. I think he's still on desk duty. He's still on desk duty unless they pass that bill, which I think is passed. But he still has a job. So it's like, it's crazy. It's mind-boggling to me. You could do anything the black people tell them, so we sorry and this and that and the other, and everything is all good. But you know what? I think it's a little bit different this time because these millennials are linked up with some white millennials, and then they linked up with some Asian millennials, and guess what? Then they linked up with some more white people that's a little bit older, and enough is enough. And I'm like, what you're going to see is more and more people. If like I'm looking at this thing right now on CNN, and what's crazy, they burned that Wendy's, but the picture of the person that that lit it on fire was a white woman. But they try to make it seem like the narrative that they project is that the brothers did it, but it was a white woman who set that on fire. You know what I'm saying? But we get the blame for everything. You know what I'm saying? All I know, we still in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic, so people have to be careful. Numbers are going to go up as long as people are out there protesting, and I'm seeing here in New York, even the people that's really not protesting, really not wearing the mask the way they should be or what have you. So you definitely know they're not protecting themselves. But if people are out here, people are not working. People are not working. They don't have jobs. Their jobs have been furloughed. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to protect yourself. You just got to protect yourself. But what I would say to my brothers, don't let no cops box you in. Because if they take you out the car, the first thing they're going to do, they're going to have one in front of you and one going to be on your side or your back. I'm like, if you feel like you're in a situation, you know what I'm saying? And let's just keep it all the way 100. The smartphone has been around since what? 2007? Nobody who was taped on a phone has gone to jail. I think the only person that comes to mind that has gone to jail is the cop who shot that brother whose name I can't think of right now in Charleston, South Carolina. I think he's in jail because they tried to arrest him because he had a warrant for child support, and that cop shot him in the back. I think he's in jail. it goes without saying those dudes. I'm talking about somebody who actually got convicted though. I don't know of any convictions in the cell phone, smart phone era that was recorded on TV. But then, and what's crazy, they'll kill these dudes and then try to justify because money went to jail or somebody went to jail when they was 18 years old. That was when he was 18. He 48 now. You trying to justify the fact that he did whatever he did when he was 18 is the reason why he should have died the way he died. You know what I'm saying? You trying to say because George Floyd might have had some drugs in his system, he deserved to have his head and neck knelt upon for 8 minutes and 46 seconds? You wildin'. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand. I don't understand. I'm like, we don't get no respect. I say all these things because all these things are they all link up with one another. It starts with us. We gotta respect each other more. We gotta love each other more. We gotta respect each other more. Don't be scared to say what's up to your brother on the street. Don't be scared to say, yo, what's up? Or how you doing, miss? And keep it moving. You ain't trying to holler. You just trying to say hi, have a good day, and go on about your business. You know what I'm saying? Because we get super aggressive with each other, but when it come time to get aggressive with somebody else, we ain't got nothing to say. We just talk a lot, and we ain't got nothing to say. What's going to happen with these marches? Are they going to keep on continuing on, or then, let's just say these dudes are convicted. The George Floyd dudes are convicted. Them crackers are convicted that killed Ahmaud Arbery. You know what I'm saying? The cops who killed the young lady Breonna Taylor, they didn't even get charged. You see what I'm saying? So all I know is that we got to do a better job with respecting each other and treating each other better, and then people will start to listen to us, and they won't have no choice. If we always talk about the Jews, but guess what? The Jews said something like World War II would never happen again. That's why they're the smallest nation in the Middle East, but they pretty much call the shots over Syria, over Egypt, over Palestine, over everything. They have the smallest nation, but they control all the shots out there because they said never again. The United States allowed them to become a state with weapons, nuclear weapons or whatever, and anytime they feel threatened, they just go on and do what they want to do. And guess what? They get the backing of the United States. So I'm like, if that's what y'all want, then all the nations of black people, all the ones that I mentioned, from, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, and to them Dominican dudes up in Washington Heights, I think all of y'all are suckers. Because I don't really care for Dominican people like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? They, the women are aight, but you know what I'm saying? The dudes, they low-key jealous because they think you're trying to take your woman, their women, or whatever the case may be. But them clowns who was online talking about kill them niggas, kill them monkeys, you niggas are from a third world country, all right? So your hero is Sammy Sosa, and this nigga trying to look white. So don't tell me nothing about what we act like, because y'all just as savage as any black person I ever met. So don't play yourself. I'm like, I'm just not feeling them. I'm not feeling any of them dudes. I think I seen some Mexican dude chasing somebody with a chainsaw or something like that, talking about black people are monkeys and apes, and I'm like, your mother's an ape. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, go back to Mexico if that's how you feel. You know what I'm saying? I have no use for anybody disrespecting us and then we just letting it rock. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in gang banging, but when them dudes, those Bloods and those Crips went up to Washington Heights, they represented, and they punked all them dudes. It was a different story then. It was like, no, bro, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to come to Washington Heights and rob nothing. What y'all got up there? But what, a bunch of restaurants? a T-Mobile store, you ain't got nothing up there that nobody want to rob. Like, come on, really? And even if that was the case, even if as a community you saw that happening and you was trying to protect yours, it wasn't no reason to get racial with it. You know what I'm saying? Because the last time I checked, most Dominicans, your skin just as dark as mine. So what make you think you not black? You black. You know what I'm saying? You want to use black culture, you want to listen to black music, but then you don't want to be black, but you black. Your descendants are Haitians. Haitians and Spaniards. So don't get it confused, because you're black too. You niggas make me sick, man. I can't stand y'all. And I'm like, yo, and to the police, this is just not limited to white police, because black cops and Latin cops are just as much assholes as the white cops. You know what I'm saying? It's all about respect. It's all about respect. It's all about y'all were given some power. And like I said, the whole key is like, how can a man who's drunk be a threat? I can see if he had the gun, but he didn't have the gun. What's my man, the Castillo brother who died in Minneapolis? He was with his girl, and his daughter was in the back seat. What is the point of you as a cop asking if there are any weapons in the car? And you say, yeah, here's my paperwork. You ask for the paperwork, give you the paperwork, and then you clap him anyway in front of his daughter. Because if you was that scared, you shouldn't even be on the force. You a sucker. And that go for if you black, white, Chinese, Spanish, I don't care, you a sucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this whole thing, this whole idea of race, and I'm like, it just bothers me, man, because I'm like, yo, I see other things. Like, I looked at this list. The last and I'm not trying to be funny and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but the last time I looked with anybody, Anthony Baez, he was Spanish, Puerto Rican dude from the Bronx. He was a security guard, got killed by the police. The last time I heard anything, if it's somebody Spanish that got killed, it was probably a Mexican. And the way I heard a dude I used to work with at Hot 97 say, Mexicans not even looked at as real people. And this is coming from a dude who was quote unquote Cuban and Puerto Rican. Talking about Mexicans are the lowest on the totem pole. But the last name that I heard in the that wasn't Mexican, Anthony Baez, he got killed in 1994. Now, I just named a whole litany of black people from the 80s all the way now who got killed in one. So Spanish people can't even put themselves, you can't even claim this. I'm tired of hearing people say on TV, well, black and Latino. I don't want to hear that. Because the last time I heard anything about a Spanish kid getting killed was that Spanish kid that got killed by them gangbanging dudes in the Bronx. Who drug him out of the store, and Lala and them was up there crying, and it was messed up. I think his name was Junior or something like that, and that was messed up. But these names that I have right here on this book, all these people were killed by police. And I went back to 1983, from 83 to now, and I named one Hispanic person, Anthony Baez, and I remember that. He got choked out by the police. He got choked out. That was 1994. I remember that. I was living in Crown Heights at the time. This brother was a security guard. I think he wanted to be a cop. He was just like Patrick Dorsman. Patrick Dorsman was a security guard. Got killed by undercover cops in what is this? 2000. March 16, 2000. I'm like I said, man. Like I said, I don't even have nothing else to say. Like the video, subscribe, follow, do what you do what you haven't been doing. Stay safe. If you mess with, if you like the videos, that's fine. If you got comments, keep them comments to yourself, because I'm not that dude, man. I'm not that dude, because I'm of the mindset that if you see, because I'm smart, and most people that I know are smart. So they will process it a certain way. But if you just somebody that's trying to look for something to debate where there's really no debate, or if you want to have a serious discussion, then fine. But the little dumbass comments, you keep them to yourself, because what you think especially if you leave a dumbass comment, it's just your dumbass thought. It really makes no difference to me. To my brothers and my loved ones that I love, stay safe, stay up, and as the immortal poet Mr. Chuck D said, fight the power. Peace.